Alright guys, what's up? Darksparks here. So we're gonna quickly do an overview of Season 1 of Skate, and honestly, it's not gonna be a great overview. So I had to wait, because I did some recording earlier, but I needed to wait for the resets to happen. And sure enough, the event challenges that are included in here did not reset. So that is a problem. That's gonna decrease the amount of ticks you can get, ticks being the currency used specifically for the battle pass. That is going to be a huge letdown there. So the only other way to get ticks is through your daily tasks and weekly tasks. Obviously at this point it's only going to be weekly tasks. For the seasonal stuff, I'm going to also assume that the seasonal tasks are not going to have a reset, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be no monthly reset, which means come November or like end of November, there should be like a monthly reset. I don't think we're going to be seeing one. The challenge that you see here completed that I did these literally in about 45 minutes. They're nothing. They basically felt like just regular daily challenges. I still need to do some sequences of grinds around the block party. I'm still having some trouble figuring out where the block party is, because whenever I think I'm in the right area, it's not actually counting these sequences, so I don't know if this is buggy or not. I cannot complete goals and session challenges while in a party because joining parties, and this is on PC by the way, apparently on the PC version, a lot of players are experiencing crashes whenever they try to join a party. So I'm not sure if that is a very common thing or not. There are some people who say they've been able to join parties just fine, but then about 5 minutes or so into joining a party, the game crashes. So at the moment, I have not experienced a single crash. I did experience the infinite loading screens with Season 1 when it dropped, so I wasn't able to play on day 1. And now that I have, I don't think going through the trouble trying to fix the infinite loading screen was worth it. So I did buy into the Skate Pass, and this is also subject to every player. If you think the battle pass or the skate pass is worth it, then go ahead and throw $10 at it. If you don't think it's worth it, that's fine too. The caveat here is if you're a premium pass holder like I am, come Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, seasons whatever, you're not going to have access to the skate passes like I do if you're a premium pass holder. Once Season 2 starts, I'll still have access to Season 1 stuff. So if I don't complete Season 1 in time before Season 2 starts, that's fine. I'll still be able to go claim what rewards I still need to claim without worrying about Skate Pass going away. That is not the case for anyone who does not buy into the pass. So if you don't buy it, you are going to be missing out on anything you like here. So it's really up to you. I'm not going to recommend you buy the pass, but I'm also not going to recommend you don't buy the pass. Again, because of how cosmetically heavy the skate is. If you like what you see, if you like some of the shoes, if you like the trucks, if you like the wheels or anything like that, I mean, it's all you. I mean, no one's going to stop you. I bought the pass specifically for the decks, and in particular this deck, these trucks, and these wheels. So those 3 items right now, you're looking at a board that I made from the Skate Pass, and I really like the way it looks. For me as a graphic designer, this is a very satisfying deck to look at. I cannot stop looking at it. It's a gorgeous looking deck, and of course I have it themed with girl stickers and of course the girl grip tape. Always loved the Girl Company. Girl Company has always had some it's kind of hard to describe. It's just girls very satisfying to look at for their designs. They're also very simple. Another thing that the update added was, at least as far as I'm aware of with the rotations, the current spotlight section is creature and indie. It's actually pretty cool to see some creature stuff and as well as some indie stuff. We do need more brands in this game. Right now we have just a little bit here and a little bit there. Right now we do have a lot of Vans and definitely a lot of girl. The problem with the girl stuff, and you can see here in this girl bundle, this is the only deck we have available for girl. I'm just going to quickly talk about this really quick before we move on to the rest of the pass. We only have one girl deck. Everything else that is from the Girl Company, it's all wheels and stickers. We definitely need to see more boards. That's another thing too, is the decks are a little bit all over the place. We don't have Santa Cruz decks, and that's something that people really want to see right now. Is they definitely want to see more Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is a really good brand. They've been around for years. They're an old school brand just like Chocolate. Another brand that I really want to see make its way in here, obviously we also have Thrasher and Dickies. I would definitely like to see Baker, Almost, although I think Almost was held on to by Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, because there are some brands that at at the time when Skate came out, there was a bit of a brand battle. So there was stuff like, obviously we couldn't see Birdhouse make its way into Skate because right now, you know, obviously Tony Hawk is licensed by THQ or whoever owns the rights to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater at this time. Obviously Birdhouse, Tony Hawk's brand, is not going to be here in Skate. It was never in the original trilogy either. We're probably not going to see Almost. As much as I would like to see Almost come into the game, because Almost is Rodney Mullins, who Rodney Mullins skated for, and I love a lot of the boards from Almost. In fact, my first board was from Almost, Rodney Mullins Shin Guard Pro board. And we're also missing a lot of other clothing brands like Fallen, Etnies, Audio. I believe Audio was in the original Skate as well. I think Skate 1 Audio was featured in there. I can't remember. But as far as the season pass goes, it's themed around 90s content, and that's what they're saying anyway. Not only is the Skate Pass themed around 90s cosmetics, they also added a brand new soundtrack or a brand new playlist. I'm not going to play it because obviously it's all copyrighted music, but the go-to for me is obviously Bad Religion, Jane's Addiction, and Jurassic 5. I love there's also Sonic Youth. I love the idea that Jane's Addiction and Jurassic 5 are featured in Skate when they were also featured in Tony Hawk. I believe Jane's Addiction was also featured in, I believe, Skate 2. Jurassic 5 was Tony Hawk's Underground. I believe it was Tony Hawk's Underground. I love Jurassic 5. Jurassic 5's music just perfectly fits in any Skate game. Anything classic hip-hop, old school hip-hop, especially Jurassic 5's genre of old school hip-hop, perfectly fits. It doesn't always have to be indie punk music. And obviously Teenage Riot. Who cannot hate Teenage Riot? This is such a good song. The fact that it's also in Skate 4, it's pretty amazing. It just goes to show just how good that song is. And then obviously for the clothing items, there are a lot of 90s themed clothing. I do like the fact that they added a new hat, which is a flex fit, not a snapback. It's kind of strange that this hat here in particular is the premium item for page 3. I do kind of like the idea that they have the battle pass pages structured the same way that Marvel Rivals has it structured, where you got to get everything on the page to get the premium item that's listed on that page. So for here, like for instance, I unlocked everything on this page because I kind of like these pants, but I kind of don't because I don't like the gap here. I don't like roll-ups on pants. Just kind of looks a little bit strange. I just like the fact that these are jeans and they're more form-fitting rather than loose or baggy. Good amount of shoes to choose from. The shoes aren't too bad. I'm not familiar with these style of shoes though, these high tops, but it's cool nonetheless. And then you have the same shoes, but they're white, but these are actually a premium version. I don't know why these couldn't be premium. Instead, these shorts are premium. I mean, obviously this is more like a John Cena look with the jorts. And then of course we got some more clothing. Here's the thing, I've already mentioned it before, the clothing here, like look how wide it looks on my character here. She just looks like she has massive love handles. And then you go to this shirt and it's form-fitting. Another reason from this battle passes or the Skate passes, I actually like these shirts in particular, this one and the one she's currently wearing. They're form-fitting, they look nice and kind of accentuates her figure. So it's very nice on the eyes. Plus I like the little cat. I'm a cat person. The tech wear, this is actually pretty cool. I've never seen tech wear before in a game. So the physics on it are a little bit weird. It's a little bit janky. This looks like Jello to me, but it's still pretty cool. I'm gonna definitely work my way up to here. But because of the reduction to the grind of getting ticks, I need 8,460 ticks to get to page 9 so I can get this stuff and start unlocking this stuff. I don't know how long that's gonna take, but apparently it looks like you can also buy ticks as well. So looks like for 500 Sandvan bucks I can get 1,400. But if I want to get to page 9, I'd have to spend 2,500. That's $25 right there. I don't like the idea that there is an accelerated option and it's only paid option. You can't get ticks with rip chips, which is another thing too that I need to talk about really quick. The rip chips, there is literally nothing here that you can buy with rip chips besides the loot boxes, and even then those loot boxes are one-time items, right? Once you basically acquired everything you want from those loot boxes, there's basically nothing else in this game that you can get, which is a shame because I've already talked about this before, but it's definitely going to be heavily monetized towards cosmetics. People are saying, you know, they don't really care about the cosmetics because the game technically isn't pay to win. That is true. It's going to be heavily focused on cosmetics. That's all Skate ever was. If Skate was only ever about the gameplay and, of course, making your skater look cool, give him some character and whatnot. But once those loot boxes run out or you basically earned everything you wanted from there, there's nothing left to use the rip chips on. There's no point in doing daily challenges and whatnot to get rip chips if you have nothing to spend it on. Granted, we still have to wait for the final district to open up, which is Brick Switch, but I'm going to assume that Brick Switch is not going to become available for challenges and such until Skate goes from early access to official release, and I'm going to assume that's after Season 4 maybe. So there is no mention of Brick Switch in the roadmap, which is the final area of the game that's still locked. So no challenges or anything that we can do right there. You can still skate in the area, but you can't actually do anything in there as far as challenges go. And if it wasn't mentioned in the roadmap, I'm going to assume I think it's safe to assume that Brick Switch will not become available to Skate until Skate goes from early access to full release. That's my take on it anyway. So probably after Season 4. It's hard to say when Skate is going to go out of early access, considering other games like especially Star Citizen has been in early access for years and years and years. The only good thing I can say about this game, about Season 1, is they actually did give us more cosmetic choices in your appearance. All they really added was more hairstyles, was actually pretty cool. And we kind of need more hairstyles. I don't see any new hairstyles for men in particular, although, you know, the hairstyles are monogender, so you can use them for either gender. I was using the new ponytail, but I'm also liking this hairstyle. It's very nice, looks good on her, so I'll just keep that. That's about it. New hairstyles that anyone can pick, but otherwise the clothing items, I think they're all locked to the premium version of the pass. I don't think, probably very few freemium items. I don't know if any of the freemium items are any of the shirts or the pants or any of the clothing really. The other bad thing that I have to say about this game is the skatable areas, and we actually just passed one right now. So this first skatable area is called the Orb. Actually, that's what the area was called before Season 1 dropped. All they added here was around the Orb, like the actual structure here that they refer to as the Orb. They just added a big half pipe. I believe it's a 1080 half pipe. 1080 as in the amount of spins that are in it from start to finish. It doesn't end on a high note. There's the entrance right there, or the end. This is where you exit out of it. And you come out of it and you go right here into this ledge, and there's nothing here. There's no ramp or anything. You'll have to add your own ramp or something like that if you want to make some fun out of it. I'm gonna go and show you the next skatable area that they add, and it's pretty abysmal what they did to it. They did very little changes to it. In fact, just to kind of save some time, we'll just go and do a quick travel. Yeah, we're right here. So most of the changes that they did as far as like the skatable areas that they claim, it's mostly on an area known as the Skateway, and the Skateway is basically just an easy way to access the city right here. So this is a new area. I mean, it's an existing area of the map, but they added very little to it. This right here is new. A little skate area for street skating. Those tables and this part right here. These little kicker ramp, those tables, that barricade that you can grind on. They did very little here. It's laughable how little this area changed. Back before Season 1 dropped, this was all just street. There was nothing here. And the fact that they added so little to it, it's very laughable. I'm going to assume that this is the block party, because I still have to complete a challenge here where I got to complete a sequence with a grind as well, but whenever I look at it, it doesn't ever count, so I'm not too sure if I'm actually right next to the block party or if this is the block party. Either way, it's very little changes here. We're gonna go up here to the Skateway. This is pretty much where they did the most of the changes. It's kind of fun, but they really favor their rolling ramps, which are these things here. These are just rollers, just to give you some speed and a little bit of jumping. And I missed my transition. Let me get down here. The transitions need work as well. So we're just going to skate through it and just kind of show you what it looks like. It's a mix of both street skating and vert skating, but it's mostly vert skating that they added here. There's a lot of quarter pipes and half pipes all over the place. Obviously, they're rollers. They really love their rollers. Here's a mani pad where you can do some manis and whatnot. There's another quarter pipe there. It's kind of an odd placement for a quarter pipe because you don't really have an area to build up speed at. Here's another kicker with a mani pad and a rail. I missed it since my rail assist is almost 0. I actually have my rail assist at 20. Here's a half pipe, just a normal standard half pipe. One of the things that is kind of weird a little bit wonky in Skate 4 is the transitions and pumps. A lot of times when you do pumps, you either gain this, you either gain speed or you'll lose your speed. And for those of you that don't skate, pumping is it's an actual term used in real skating, and it's basically just shifting your weight, manipulating your body weight while hitting the apex of a half pipe to maintain your speed. So long as you're able to manipulate your body weight, you won't lose speed going up a half pipe. So that's about it right there. Let's see, what else do they have here? This is all vanilla right here. That's all from season 0. Here's another new area, just a simple kicker setup with some mani pads. They didn't add anything here, which is kind of strange. There's another half pipe there with a transition. This is vanilla right here. These little whoop-de-whoops. Do a little bit of pumping. Somehow that pumping was sketchy. Half pipe transition, or quarter pipe. Sorry. There's a half pipe. More half pipes. Let's see what else. A little kicker. A strange area to put a kicker at because it's angled. And then here we are at Hedgemont. So that's where the skateway ends there for Hedgemont. So yeah, there's not a whole lot. And then if you go up here, actually I can even just show you on the map because this is actually on a rooftop way over here. There's another orb setup, just like it is over at the orb, but this is more of a 720. It's kind of strange that it's all the way up there, but you know, it is what it is. Overall, season 1 I think is terrible. If this is what the next seasons are gonna look like, then yeah, it's pretty much verified that Skate is going to be dwindling. I mean, at the time of recording, it was 10:30 in the morning. Usually in the morning, Skate is completely filled with players and you have to sit in a queue time. Usually the queue is around 70,000 players, which equates to around 10 minutes or so. I have not been dealing with queue times at all, which means player count's already dwindling. I mean, a lot of players already don't like Season 1 to begin with. I mean, if you look here at the map in Hedgemont, there's very few players right now in this area, and it's usually the most crowded area since obviously it's a starting area. Goldcrest, not very many players, and it looks like a lot of these players are actually AFK. A lot of these players are just sitting in menus for some reason. Market Mile looks like a lot of people right now are at the orb. Brick Switch, there's 4 players in total. That's Season 1 in a nutshell. You only need about an hour or so, maybe even less, to explore everything that Season 1 has to offer. And that is just terrible. An hour's worth of content for a season. And even then, once you've experienced that hour, you end up losing that hour of content. So now you're basically back to Season 0, where now to get your ticks, you know, your currency for the battle pass, now it's literally only through your daily up until your weekly's been reset, if you've already completed the seasonal challenges. I don't even know if the seasonal task will reset at the end of the month, and honestly they should do that, where a reset will happen every month for seasonal challenges. It's kind of ridiculous that it seems like it's going to be a one-time thing, because Marvel Rivals actually does this perfectly, where it'll give you a certain amount of challenges to complete, especially for the ones that give you 300 chronovium for completing the major challenges. Once you complete them 4 times, that's it. You don't get any more until the next season starts. I don't know why we can't do it like this. That way it makes it easier for people to complete the seasonal tasks. Because if it's going to be like this, them saying that this is going to be a shorter season, I highly doubt that even the most hardcore players will be able to complete the entire skate pass. Considering, you know, once you go down here, I mean, to reach the final page and get the chicken suit or whatever, I mean, this is assuming you're not paying extra for ticks, you know, buying them with the currency. I still need 10,920 ticks to get to page 9. And this is if I don't buy ticks. Oh, that's a pretty cool grip color. So yeah, 10,920. And that's if I don't buy ticks and only doing it through my tasks, which at this point is just going to be my daily and then every now and then the weekly. The only upside to this is that every individual challenge within the daily, on top of completing all the daily tasks, I mean, obviously you'll be getting a good amount of ticks there. Same thing with the weekly. That does slow down your grind, especially when I was kind of hoping that the event challenges were going to reset, and they did not reset. I obviously can't complete those with the party because joining a party will crash the game. Alrighty, well, that's Season 1 in a nutshell. I don't like it. It's pretty terrible. I don't think I'm going to be buying Season 2. I just wanted to buy the first season because I really like the decks that were present. It all kind of depends on what kind of cosmetics are present in Season 2. If it's better or worse, who knows? I don't think Skate's going to be lasting these 4 seasons. If it's already angering a lot of players in Season 1. That's also one other thing I want to quickly touch on. Skate was never a live action game to begin with. Skate was a single player experience. Back in the day, this is the first time Skate has ever gone the live service route. These developers don't know what they're doing as far as a live service game. Skate and live services don't mix well together. Skate 4 would have been perfect as a single player experience. I don't even think that the people who are working on Skate 4, I don't think any of them originally worked on the original trilogy of Skate games. From Black Box Studios being the original developers of Skate, with EA being the publisher. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen here, but needless to say, it's not a good outlook right now for Skate 1. It's hard pressed to defend it because I know that some players are saying, you know, just give it a chance. I mean, as someone who's played all 3 games as well as actually skated in real life, I'm very familiar with skate culture. Skate 4 does not have skate culture in it. It's just a game where you're on a skateboard, really, with a lot of silliness to it. It's losing a lot of its aspect of what made Skate so great. Obviously, the cosmetics, everything is being tied to microtransactions. You can't use rip chips to buy cosmetic pieces besides loot boxes, and once you buy all the loot boxes, what else is there to use your rip chips on? It's not looking good. The game itself is still fun. The actual core mechanics of Skate is still there. It's just about, like I said in my previous video, it's only 40% Skate, 60% EA. And with Season 1, I think it's still pretty much the same. It's still 40% Skate, 60% EA. So, I don't know. Let's end the video here. They've had 6 years to work on this game, and the fact that we're even missing tricks. I mean, come on. Alright. I guess I'm signing off here. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye.